Article 16 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights states, "Everyone shall have the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law." This simple yet profound statement guarantees an absolute right that applies to every human being, a right that cannot be limited, abridged, or derogated under any circumstances. But what does this really mean? And how does it connect to the legal systems we interact with every day? Let's uncover the truth about Article 16, the distinction between the natural person and the juridical personality, and how this understanding can empower you to reclaim your autonomy. Article 16 guarantees the right to recognition as a person before the law. This recognition is not conditional on the creation of a legal identity or statutory obligations. It is an inherent right that affirms the natural person, the human being, exists independently of any system of law. This recognition is absolute. It cannot be taken away, limited, or suppressed by any government or institution. It is the foundation of human dignity and autonomy. While Article 16 guarantees unconditional recognition, statutory systems overlay a secondary construct, the juridical personality. This artificial legal identity is tied to obligations, responsibilities, and limitations imposed by the state. For example, when a child is born, the state requires parents to register their birth. This act assigns a name to the child and ties them to a statutory framework through the juridical personality. While this might seem routine, it's where the conflict begins. By binding a newborn to a name and statutory identity without consent, the state asserts authority over the natural person through the artificial construct. This is where the breach of fundamental justice occurs. The statutory system's obligations will conflict with the absolute rights guaranteed under Article 16. The creation of the juridical personality is a mechanism of control that operates on key presumptions. The state presumes that the natural person and the juridical personality are one and the same. It uses this presumption to enforce statutory obligations, often undermining absolute rights. This mechanism shifts individuals from being sovereign, as guaranteed by Article 16, to being subordinate to statutory systems. By recognizing this presumption, we can begin to challenge its validity and reassert our absolute rights. The deeper realization is this: knowledge of Article 16 and its operation in law is a powerful tool for reclaiming your autonomy. By understanding that recognition as a person before the law is an absolute right, you can challenge statutory overreach. This understanding allows you to distinguish yourself from the juridical personality, reject presumptions that bind you to statutory limitations, and assert your absolute rights to restore balance and justice. Article 16 isn't just an abstract concept. When we pair it with Article 1.2 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the right to self-determination, and Article 52 of the Constitution Act, 1982, the supremacy of the Constitution, we see the fuller picture. Article 1.2 guarantees that all peoples may freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Article 52 ensures that any law inconsistent with the Constitution is of no force or effect. This framework is further reinforced by Article 52 of the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties, which invalidates agreements or obligations imposed through coercion. Together, these principles show that statutory systems operating through coercion or force breach both domestic supremacy and international law. By connecting self-determination, constitutional supremacy, and the invalidation of coercive mechanisms, we reveal the systemic breach of fundamental justice. Statutory systems rely on coercion and presumptions, undermining the absolute rights guaranteed to every human being. This reinforces the idea that no system can impose an identity or obligations on you without your consent, as self-determination is an absolute principle tied to your inherent autonomy. By connecting self-determination with the recognition guaranteed by Article 16, it becomes clear that statutory systems not only conflict with these rights, but also undermine the individual's ability to define their own existence. This knowledge is not just for the legal scholars, it's for everyone. Understanding Article 16 is the first step to reclaiming your autonomy and holding systems accountable for their breaches of justice. The time has come to bring these truths to light. Share this video, start the conversation, and empower others to see the system for what it is. Together, we can reclaim our autonomy and assert the rights that no law or system can take away. Visit eternallyaware.com for more insights.